Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
We're roadtoroot.com. It is Monday, April 14th, 2099. Where's the price of silver? $30? $33? Oh my God, crazy. So yesterday, we had the largest gain in silver's history, $1.50 in a single day. Very interesting times. This is, I posted a private road discussion on this. Go check that out. Silver today was doing all right, and then they let it get slammed down. They let it go up. I think the more interesting thing is that this situation, this is the derivatives on silver. As you can tell, like here, 180,000 volume was 900 million ounces of silver. Were electronically traded by literally less than 4 banks. That's the world we live in. That's the criminality of the global monetary system. But it doesn't work if you're at war with someone who knows the game, which is China. Obviously, these things are being done on purpose to destroy the unbacked fiat monetary system. It should be obvious to everybody. I've been screaming it for so long, at least since 2007. There are good guys behind the scenes. They are trying to take out the cabal, the banking cabal, whatever you want to call them, the deep state. Again, China will be the last bad guy. Xi of China will be the last bad guy. First it was Trump for 4 years, then it was Putin for 4 years, and then it was Xi. They made an agreement between the three of them to take out. That's how long it's taking to take out these criminals. What do you do when they control everything? So that's where we are as far as what's going on with silver. Next month, everybody's saying, oh my God, it's going to be next month. It's the delivery month on the COMEX. It's going to be so big. Why aren't you talking about it? Because they're getting rid of that position already. Look, we're already down to, this was way up there, over 600 million ounces. We're already down to 300, and we're only halfway through April. It won't be a massive month in May. I don't think it will be a massive month. I don't think it'll be the last month, which is over 80 million ounces. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because of this. Right here. This is the exchange for physical. When you look at the chart, this EFP, exchange for physical, that's contracts on the COMEX that were going to be delivered on the COMEX. Instead, they're going over to England to be delivered there. Who does that? India and China, but mainly India. Why would India be sending contracts over to the LBMA for delivery? It's 100% due to this. This is why April has been a massive month for exchange for physicals, and this is why. This slammed down. India bought all of this. So the April contract for India, the import data, which comes out next month on the 15th. Last month shouldn't be that big because you had rising silver prices. With the slam down, that's what India does. They buy it on the COMEX, they stand for delivery in London, and then they take it to India or through China. It happens every time. I saw the Silver Institute had a study done. Let me show you. By the way, the Silver Institute Silver Survey is coming out on the 16th. Don't be excited. It's a con job. We've talked about how they change all the numbers, all the historical numbers, so it doesn't look like anything excited and happened. But look at this. The Silver Institute... Oh, wait, sorry. It's the one after it. The new report that analyzes complexity of above-ground silver. They're touting that the silver used in solar panels is like a long-term safe deposit box. That anytime you can go in and you can get that silver out of solar panels. Do you know how thinly they spray it on now? It costs so much money to get silver out of solar panels. I'm not saying they won't do it and try. Of course they will. Because silver is going to be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 an ounce. That's when it'll happen. And oh, by the way, I don't see many people running to tear down their solar panels. It's a 30 to 40 year asset. You know, you're talking about silver that you're going to need this year but it won't be available for 30 or 40 years until the solar panels become obsolete. Now, I don't think it'll be 30 or 40 years. I think there'll be new forms of energy that solar panels will go. People will say, holy shit, why did we put up so much solar? We wasted so much silver on that. And now we got to go back. We got to melt everything down, try to pull out the silver. It's insane. But look at this. This report is the dumbest report I think the Silver Institute has ever released. Not the fake numbers like the Silver Survey, but new report analyzes the complexity of above ground silver stocks. Quote, this is the key conclusion. There is no correlation between the overall level of above ground stocks and the price of silver. Well, according to commodity law, that's absolutely illegal for the physical side not to set the price. So what is setting the price? There's only one correlation out there for silver, and that's the commercials, the concentrated short position. Ted Butler's been saying this had been saying it, and Ted passed away, for so long, since the 1980s. It's the obvious correlation. It's the most important correlation. It's all that matters in the silver world. Price doesn't even matter anymore. It's the Commitment of Traders report that shows that 4 to 8 banks, that's it, control the entire silver market, and they will forever until the COMEX is shut down. When will that happen? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, we're looking at a massive exchange for physical. We're already at almost 70 million ounces that have been demanded in the last, this is since the 11th. So last 10 working days, something like that. They're going to get, are they going to get close to 200 million ounces? That's India. It's just slurping up all the silver. Now, silver has gone above the 100-day moving average, as you can tell right here, 100 and 200-day moving average. I told you it wouldn't last long, a week or two, and that's exactly what happened. Why? Because down here, they lose physical silver, massive amounts of physical silver. Up here, China and India are buying just a little. They're playing the game. They know the game. Everybody knows the game. You knock it below the moving averages, the banks try to cover their naked shorts. But they just can't do it. They're not being able to do it. So we will see what happens when the Silver Institute comes out with their silver survey. Again, I think at Road to Root, I think we still have up on the public road some of the data. Some great interviews there. I took it down. You can go on the private road. You can find the data from the Silver Institute. I'll put it back up. This is the data analyzing last year's report that completely scrubbed history and changed everything so it didn't look like silver was up 76%. But even though, look at this. We are on track for over 650, maybe even close to 700 million gigawatts. 700 gigawatts DC of solar installations. Another massive jump. And the Silver Institute refuses to tell us how much silver is being used. They lie because they know it's over 400 or 500 million ounces, which would destroy the whole concept of investing in silver for people who don't know what's going on. Wait a minute. Why is there no silver left? Because it's all those damn solar panels that's on your roof, and you're going to have to pull them down and melt down the little sprayed-on silver lines on that thing. It is insane. It's an insane world we live in. But yes, so what does that mean? Silver is, again, if we get past 35, it's a quick run to 50. You get past 50, there's no resistance. Silver should have done what gold has done. Gold is up 400% from its all-time high around there. Is that right? No, 300. 3 something. 16. Almost 400% since 1980. I think it's still undervalued, even with the millions and millions and millions and billions of ounces that are hidden all over the Grand Canyon and all over the world, actually. Read Sterling and Peggy Seagrave's book, Gold Warriors. You'll have an idea of what the real gold story is. So why do they allow the price of gold to go up 400% and the price of silver to stay less than 30, was that 60% of its all-time high? Because the bankers have the gold, and they have a lot of it. And there's so much gold in the world. It's shockingly crazy. But at the same time, they tell us that the gold-silver ratio is hovering right now at 99.83. Got it just under 100. 100 to 1. That's the most insane thing you'll ever see in the history of investing. This will show over time. Look how long it lasts when it goes over 100. And it has before, just once, right here. It lasts maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. That is insane. If you have gold, swap it as fast as you can. They might put the price of silver at minus $40 like they do with oil. It just shows you, it shows the public, this is not really the price of real physical silver. This is derivative games played by the derivative players, JP Morgan, HSBC, Bank of America, who has these structured derivative products on silver because they leased JP Morgan's 1.2 billion ounces of physical that they stole during the time they got busted for, and everybody was screaming, JP Morgan's the one rigging it, and the CFTC was in there and didn't do a thing. They didn't do a thing until Trump got in, and then in 2019 they shut him down. So what did JP Morgan do? They leased out their silver, all the physical they got. And oh, by the way, yeah, they got fined $920 million. But you know, that very same year, in their bullion department, they booked a $1 billion gain. Who says crime doesn't pay? All right, really, really interesting times. I don't think we're going to see a lot of action next month. We might. I don't know. I mean, we're only halfway through April. There's not a lot of contracts sitting there waiting, 143 contracts waiting to be delivered. Anybody can go in any day and buy a silver contract and have it delivered. I think you have 3 days. So that might change, and it happens a little bit, but not a lot. Let's take a look at where we are for this month. Right here, 2007. So we'll be just about 3,000 contracts, which is 15 million ounces. On a non-delivery month, that used to be really good, but back in February, it was close to 23 million ounces. So not as good as February, but already better than January. And anything can happen between now and the end of the month. So, but who are these players? The real interesting thing to me is you have 2,700 contracts, and there's one entity that took about half of it. Wells Fargo house account. Look at Wells Fargo's house account. They need physical silver. Why? Because they probably wrote silver structured derivative products as well, just like the other banks. It was all a con. HSBC is the big deliverer and has been for over a year. I mean, look at this, 20 million ounces last month. HSBC customer. Who's the HSBC customer? Probably BlackRock. Although I know the HSBC runs the U.S. Mint hedge book, or at least they used to. It could be the U.S. Mint losing all its money. By the way, if you didn't hear, the U.S. Mint has shut down all Silver Eagle production. Well, how do I know this? Sale totals by month are updated every weekday by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Year-to-date totals are updated annually. That every day they report, and how much have they done? 0. This is the beginning of March, 0. We're into April. They haven't made a Silver Eagle. It's either made or sold. It's production, so they haven't made a Silver Eagle in over a month. Why isn't the community out there screaming about this? Or did they just break the reporting process? The redesign on the U.S. Mint website is the most ridiculous thing ever. Why they did it? They tried their best to make it least user-friendly ever. And it's just ridiculous. Ventris Gibson is gone now. We have a intermediate. Who knows who the next Mint director is? But look at this. The fate of the West Coast Mint could be up in the air. President Trump and Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, have now targeted the San Francisco Mint for closure in a bid to sell the real estate on which the National Register of Historic Places structure stands, theoretically to reduce government expenses. The facility has been a stalwart of numismatic sets, primarily proof coinage and metals, for decades. So yes, you guys have heard me scream about this ridiculous numismatic program that the United States Mint has. My interview with Jack Sermon, the head of Silver Eagle Sales, which you can still find at roadtoruder.com, by the way, right down here, 3-part interview. We talked a lot about the numismatic program and how much they mark up those coins. Ridiculous markups. The U.S. Mint makes millions of dollars on that, on those freaking numismatic coins. And according to Jack Sherman, all the silver that's supposed to be going out in Silver Eagles is going to those programs because it makes money for them. Completely illegal. And he admitted it. Yes, it is illegal what they're doing. He goes, well, go try to talk to your congressman. They'll send a letter to Ventures Gibson, and she'll give it to me, and then they'll change everything I write. This is the U.S. government. Doge needs to go into. Yes, I do agree with shutting. I don't agree with selling the San Francisco Mint because you can use it to make Silver Eagles. Here's 2 criminals right side by side at the old. They said this was the old Mint, and this is. I got confused. I tell you right now, I got confused because it's very confusing. In 2006, Dianne Feinstein and Pelosi redid the old Mint, which is quarter mile down the street, and had this big ceremony, and then posted this picture. Does that look like an old Mint CNC minting press for Silver Eagles? No. They either did this at the new Mint, which is the one they're going to sell, and where they make the numismatic coins, or it's just a photo op when they put up this sign just to mess with people. Because this was supposedly at the old Mint, and they say there's no minting machines at the old Mint. I know, clear as mud, like everything coming out of the government. Anyway, I 100% agree that they should shut down at least production of numismatics and solely focus 100% on making gold and silver eagles and coinage. I think we're going to have all kinds of denominations of new coins too. So it'll be interesting. It will be very interesting. But the numismatic program, that's what Jack Sherman, head of Silver Eagle sales at the Mint, said was the reason they couldn't make any Silver Eagles, because everything was going to the numismatic program because it made money. Well, the reality is legally you can't make money at the U.S. Silver Eagle sales, the bullion program. You can't. It's illegal for the U.S. Mint to make money at that because it's a pass-through cost. Yeah, you had to pay $10 over spot for a while to get your Eagles because of this other program, because of the criminality at the U.S. Mint. That's got to change, and kick him out. They'll just fire up the press down in the Army base in the Grand Canyon. I guarantee you, there's massive silver and gold facilities within the Grand Canyon. We know there's an Army base. I know someone who's been there. But yeah, why not make the coins right at the site? The U.S. Mint has done the most, under the Biden administration, did the most embarrassing thing in the history of coinage. It lost the first place role as the best-selling silver coin because Ventures Gibson, a DEI hire, couldn't figure out how to turn a machine on and make a coin. Now, we know that's not true from the interview with Jack Sherman. Again, what was Jack Sherman told by Ventures Gibson? Make as few coins as possible without, ruffling feathers. That was his marching orders. He's like, what? I got people waiting in line to buy these coins. And you're telling me make as few as possible? That's illegal under... Now, he should have screamed that's illegal, but he didn't. Do I blame Jack Sherman for that? No. Listen to that interview. It's interesting stuff. All right. Real quick, NVIDIA announces engines of the world AI infrastructure will be built in America for the first time. Yes, AI is obviously, if you've been tooling or messing around with it, I like Grok, the Elon Musk version of more than ChatGPT, but everybody's going to have it, so you might as well get accustomed to it. Put it on your phone, you can talk to it. Just ask it questions, it'll come up with answers. Unbelievable stuff. But yes, AI is taking over the world. The big problem is the world doesn't have the infrastructure. I mean, already you're seeing slowdowns at ChatGPT and Grok already. And barely anybody in the world is even using it yet. Wait till everybody uses it. Why do I say this? Because obviously the solution to the problem of lack of cloud storage capacity, lack of broadband availability, and lack of processing power that you need for AI, all those are solved with the software invented by Theta. Yeah, Theta is a software. And I think Theta will do extremely well. I think it will go to, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 for one Theta token. But I think T Fuel will do better, at least in the short run, until they decide to make more T Fuel. And they will, ultimately, just to keep the prices down. They can also adjust the cost of how much it costs to run the AI stuff. So yeah, right now at 20 to 1, I'd take T Fuel over Theta, but you got to have both. Truthfully, to me, you got to have both. And then they also announced that the T Drop, they're going to put more emphasis on T Drop in these new programs coming forward. So yeah, if you're not in Theta, I've been telling all my friends and family that you have to be involved with AI in some way, because all the jobs will be going away. And if you have some kind of involvement in AI, you're involved in that future, what we're coming into. And Theta, I think, is the best way to do that. Get yourself some T Fuel, get yourself some Theta. It's pretty easy to stake. Booster node's a little complicated, but you can do that too. I think the booster nodes are going to kick out huge returns over the next, who knows, 100 years. How long will it last? I don't know. How long will the Earth last with all this stuff going on? Truthfully, actually, humanity. How long will humanity last? I don't know. Because you look at the speed and change of technology. I mean, there's pros and cons to AI. The pros will be you'll never have to work again. The cons will be you'll never have to work again. You'll do something you love to do. And, the question of who controls it is a big deal. You'll never have to work because basically it can manufacture stuff for us. And, is it one person going to take all the wealth of the world? I don't think so. I don't think that would be good for that person or that entity or that class of people. People want to be taken care of for the most part. I'd say, hey, get to work and take care of yourself. But people will be taken care of, absolutely. 100%. We will have a universal basic income as AI, because there'll be nothing for people to work for that we know of in the past. Now, there will be new things to do. What would you do if you're freed up and you don't have to worry about food or rent or anything like that? What would you do? The computers just did all the hard work for us, and we get to enjoy being a human being on the planet. Do whatever you want to do, as long as you don't hurt other people. That's kind of the world we're headed into. But you gotta be part of AI in case it doesn't go that way, in case everything doesn't become free and they try to lock you down, and who knows what can happen. But it's happening so fast. Like Cliff says, be dynamic, don't be static. Static means, oh yeah, I'm going to invest in the S&P 500. This is the way you're supposed to do it, Bix. You don't understand, blah, 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 blah. Poof, and it's gone one day. That's where we're headed. We're almost at the poof moment. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. Go to roadroad.com, click on subscribe today. And we do have some Veritasium tokens left that we're giving away with every private road subscription and renewal. Yes, Reggie does have the patents for DeFi. Whether or not that translate into the Veri tokens that are still out there, about 2 million of them, or if they give Reggie, more likely they give Reggie back his 98 million and let him continue from where he was before, trying to change the way our markets run. No more high frequency trading. Wouldn't that be cool? No more middleman between you and the seller of a stock or a bond. That's a whole nother problem too. Those stocks and bonds have been rehypothecated to kingdom come. So yeah, if you're in the stock market, good luck to you. All right, that's what I got for you. This is Bix Weir, roadroad.com. I'll talk to you later.